Hello, lovely Mandy, all the way in the USA, in Wisconsin. Lovely to have you as today's coach in the spotlights.
Good morning, Zelna. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, it's afternoon here in England, so you at the start of your day and I'm at the tail end. I'm really looking forward to a wonderful conversation because you've been going through some really exciting transitions, and I'm hoping to
Mhm.
showcase that in today's spotlights. You recently left a career to embark on kids' life coaching full time. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. I have been a teacher for 21 years and teaching kindergarten and first grade, and I absolutely adored it. My favorite things about teaching have been making relationships, having relationships with families and students, and teaching that social emotional learning
Yeah.
portion. And so it kind of just came to be the time where I wanted to focus just on those relationships and just on those life skills for kids. So this was a wonderful opportunity to transition.
So, what made you decide to become a kids' life coach then? Because I know you love the social emotional learning, and it's something I was also a teacher, so I know that's something we naturally do in our classrooms. But what made you choose this new journey?
Uh, a lot of things, I think. I think the pressure of having to be really awesome at teaching all of the academic areas is next to impossible for all the teachers out there. You know that's really hard, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to those things. So that was challenging, and I just really loved spending my time with kids and teaching them about the power that they have within them. And the more that I taught that, I just wanted to keep doing just that. And my friend Jen, who I taught with as well, she had started this certification program, and she said everything I'm reading and everything I'm learning, just it screams you. And she's like, you
I'm
have
having a
to check it
goosebump
out.
moment.
Yeah. And I was leery because change, and it's teaching is all I've known.
So it's
But
all Jen's fault, right?
it
It's
is.
all Jen's fault.
But it was amazing. So I looked into it, and I met with you and we chatted, and I was like, well, I think I'll probably just use this in my classroom. And you told me, you said, just wait,
You'll
just
see.
wait. You weren't wrong.
Yeah, I am sometimes, don't tell my husband that, but sometimes I am wrong. But when it comes to a special teacher like you, I'm not saying not all teachers are special, but this kind of work, kids life coaching, takes a special kind of teacher. And teachers are so perfectly positioned to do this work because we've already had the foundation working with parents, working with children, and then it's just about the structure. And what I really loved about you is, my goodness, you're a hard worker and there was no flies on you. You just got through the training so quickly. But I think also it's because you had a cheerleader on the side in Jen as well. And now, what I think is so exciting, and this is what I love about the work that I do most of all, besides working with the kids, the second part is working with adults like you and Jen who form collaborations where you two have now started Empowered Minds Kids Studio
Mhm.
together. So, what's happening there? Tell us a bit about that.
Amazing things. So we opened actually in February, um, and had a really amazing grand opening event. Really great feedback from the community. And we've started a kids life coaching. We've done a lot of individual coaching. We got to do our very first family group session, and that actually has surprised both of us. Kids are it's in our title, right? Kids life coach. And so we have been so focused on that, but something that really has touched our hearts and really broadened our awareness is the impact that we've had on families.
Absolutely.
um, to hear their feedback. And when we had 4 week session, and on week 4 they shared their experience, and they just had so much gratitude. And the little nuggets that sometimes I think we take for granted as parents and as kids' life coaches, those are the things that parents and families are looking for, because you can't remember everything, you can't hold everything. And
Absolutely.
so when you say like, oh, you could try this, or you could you know, make a list of things that your kiddos need to do before screen time and limit it this way, it was like an aha moment for some parents. And just to hear them talking about how they are now communicating better with their children. And even we had a family who was inspired, the mom was inspired to go ahead and like better herself and enroll in some therapy on her own. And that is just so much more farther, I think, than Jen and I thought that we would have an impact. And it's
Yes.
just a beautiful blessing.
Yes. You know, when I started my coaching practice, I started with that family resilience 4-week program and then transitioned into individual coaching because of demand. But when I remember doing that family resilience program, and exactly what you're saying, it was just the aha moments. We are kids coaches, but we coach the children to make their parents' lives easier. And
Mhm.
with parents on board and in the same room and in the same workshops, they become a team. And it's just such a wonderful
Mhm.
opportunity to be the glue that sticks everybody together in that team. I mean, one of my favorite activities is the roles and responsibilities in the family. Don't you love that activity? Like
Mhm.
it just where the children and parents kind of establish what they're all responsible for in the family. And it's so
Mhm.
important. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so I'm just so excited for you. So you run some family workshops and you're doing individual coaching, and I know you're doing some work in the community as well with teachers, and there's some plans there too.
Yeah, we're hopeful to do some collaboration with some schools as well. Which is it's that's where both Jen and I have come from, and we want to stay connected to our community.
In
And we know,
Greenville.
yes, in Greenville,
Yeah.
which is near Appleton,
Okay. I don't
which
know where that
probably
is. I'm
it
just gonna
doesn't
say
help
yes.
you either. Yep.
Sounds
um,
lovely.
Yeah, we want to stay connected to where our kids are at, and where we have some roots into this community. And we know too that suicide is such a prevalent um, situation, and we really firmly believe that if we can get into schools and we can work with kids in the younger years at that basis, that we're able to give them some of those life skills that they need to be able to cope with the challenges that come their way. And I think something that Jen and I hope for is to raise that mental awareness piece and of how important it is, but also to normalize it. I think there's still such a stigma, and there shouldn't be, right? Like, we all have emotions, we all have feelings. Something I've always told my own children and my students is it's okay to feel how you feel. We need to have some tools to manage those emotions and those feelings.
You've spoken so beautifully, and I love the fact that you're talking about normalizing it. And especially since as kids life coaches, we use play as a means to engage with young people so that they can normalize those feelings and understand themselves better. And I don't think there's any coincidence that today we're having this coach in the spotlight interview. And what day is it today? It's
International Day of Play.
Yes, International Day of Play. And, it doesn't sound like it, but suicide and play go hand in hand. And generally, when children lose hope and they lose that spark for life, that's when they will turn to a permanent decision for a temporary problem. And so I love the fact that you actually targeting that, but in a proactive way that's non-invasive and there's no stigma. And that's what we need to do. We need to be speaking about these things in, it's by no means not a serious topic, but by being playful and engaging with children in a way that they need to be recognized and their feelings acknowledged, that is so powerful. And you and Jen are a powerful couple. The way you work together, it's almost like it's, yeah, the synergy, it was like it was meant to be. Like
It
really.
definitely has been a beautiful blessing. I don't think either one of us ever imagined when we met, in our first years at North Greenville. I don't think either one of us ever imagined this journey, and it is just better than your biggest hopes and dreams.
You see? Now, so you and Jen are going to be working together, but each of you brings your own personality, your own strengths, your own interests to the studio, which is like a double whammy for parents in your area. I mean, how amazing is that? So what is your particular area of interest or the niche that you would like to specialize in or are specializing in?
I love teaching kids about their emotions. I love talking about how to teaching them how skills to regulate with some mindfulness kinds of things. I have also started with a few of my coaches. I tend to really like teaching into confidence, which I didn't know.
Yes, that's
um,
lovely. It's such a
so I
great
think,
area.
yeah, well, and I think too, we sometimes adults think that kids have to have something that is wrong with them, a label. And all people, all kids could use life skills, right? It's not just for kids who really struggle or have behavior challenges. And I think sometimes, especially in schools, we see kiddos who are kind of flying under the radar because they're not showing, really big behavior challenges, but maybe they're struggling with some confidence, and but they're quiet about it, right? So it's been really interesting and really neat for me to be able to work with some of these kiddos who, as I'm working with them and as we're doing different activities and playing, that comes out that they're lacking confidence, and then we're building those skills and then being able to communicate with their teachers on how those things are going as they transfer them over to the classroom has been pretty incredible.
Yeah, I think that's a really much needed niche, and it's something that all children need because confidence is quite a dynamic area in the sense that you can have confidence in one area and not in another. Like I'm
Absolutely.
super confident in public speaking, but put me in front of my accountant and I can't speak numbers, so confidence is different to different people. So I love the fact that you speak into that. And I really do believe that you're going to be doing really powerful work. But let's say now you had a child in your coaching space with you. What is the like top tip piece of advice you would give them? What would you say? Like if you were allowed
Uh,
to say one thing, and I know us coaches, we like to talk, right?
yep.
So one
um,
thing, what would you say?
I think that I would tell them to love themselves and find their inner power. I think that would be the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway, because if they know who they are and they can love themselves, I do think that they can overcome anything that comes their way.
Yeah, I love that. And that's why with Kids Life Studio on the website, we have loads of superheroes because we really encourage children to find their superhero inside, their strengths, and to focus on those. We don't want to fix what's wrong because
Right.
when you target strengths, what's wrong, in inverted commas, naturally starts improving anyway. So,
Yep.
what is your big vision for children? Like, I know you and Jen have got loads of plans up your sleeve. Let's fast track 5 years into the future. What do you
Mhm.
see? What is your vision for children?
Ah, I
Big,
I want
right?
yeah, it is big. I want children. I hope in 5 years from now that the work that we have done and the outreach to the community has inspired kids to just be kids, to play,
Oh,
to
right.
love who they are, and to have their own support system too. I think knowing how important relationships are and that they have trusted relationships built, that they can reach out to those people at any point.
Including
Um,
their coaches.
yeah. Jen and I we actually also this summer have some summer camps that we
Yes,
are
you
doing.
do.
So we're excited about that. And so that's part of the vision to keep that going.
Love.
Who knows? I mean, we didn't expect even after, a few months to be in the amazing spot that we are. So I can't wait to see what else is in store
Yeah.
for us.
And I think one of the things that is so powerful with this journey is you know you're on the right track. So you know you're going to be going places that are exciting, but the joy is in not knowing exactly what's going to happen, right?
Yep.
And even though you anticipate this is what you want the journey to look like, sometimes it goes in different directions. But I love the fact that you're so open to opportunity. You've opened yourself up. You took the plunge and you said, I'm 100% committed. You resigned from your teaching position very quickly,
Yeah.
where some people who've transitioned into coaching from their full-time careers, they've taken a while to do that. And
Mm.
that's big and scary, but that's you going, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm here. And
Gotta
that's
grow outside that comfort zone, right? Like, that's where we
telling
grow.
you. That's exactly it. So Mandy, we've had such a wonderful conversation. And in fact, I wish I had a cup of tea here because I'd probably still carry on sipping on my cup of tea and continue talking with you. But, you know, the coach in the spotlight interview is really just to shine a spotlight on you as a coach. And I just want to say all the best. I only have good high hopes for you. I know you're already making amazing things happen in your community. And just keep on thinking big, dreaming big. You do anyway. And that's why your coachees are in such good hands. So any parent who chooses to send their child to you is incredibly
Thank
blessed because you
you.
have such a wonderful gift. And I just have only the best wishes for you.
Thank you so much, Zelna.
Yeah. So yeah, on that note, if I was there, I would give you a huge big bear hug, but I'm not. So feel the squeeze and I wish you all the best. Oh, I like that. Take care, Mandy.
Thank you.